Imagine a world where the fate of an entire civilization could rest on the strength of its walls. Ancient fortresses weren't just barriers, they were masterpieces of strategy, symbols of power, and even cultural landmarks. From the imposing ziggurats of Mesopotamia to the sprawling Great Wall of China, these structures protected not just people, but also the values and ambitions of those who built them. But did they always work as intended? Some fortresses thrived as impenetrable strongholds, while others crumbled in the face of cunning invaders. Welcome to Armchair Archaeology. In today's episode, we'll uncover the fascinating history of fortifications across the world. We'll explore how fortresses shaped societies, advanced technology, and in some cases, changed the course of history itself. Along the way, we'll reveal a story about a fortress so unique that it continues to amaze historians and engineers to this day. Whether it's the mysterious citadels of the Indus Valley or the impenetrable medieval castles of Europe, these structures tell stories of ingenuity, resilience, and the enduring human desire for security. Stay tuned as we delve into the world of forgotten fortresses and the civilizations they safeguarded. Before we dive in, have you subscribed to Armchair Archaeology? It might surprise you, but over 90% of our viewers haven't joined our community yet. By subscribing, you'll not only stay updated with our latest explorations, but also support us in uncovering history's most intriguing mysteries. And don't miss our ebook, Secrets of the Ancient World, Mysteries, Technologies, and Lost Civilizations. Packed with captivating stories of lost cities, ancient engineering, and unsolved enigmas, it's a must-read for anyone curious about what history books leave out. Grab your copy now through the link in the pinned comment. Fortresses were far more than walls. They were the lifeblood of ancient civilizations. These structures protected communities from invaders, safeguarded valuable resources, and projected power to the world. They were often as much about asserting dominance as they were about defense, with some fortresses becoming iconic symbols of their civilization's strength and ingenuity. In Mesopotamia, fortified cities were essential in a region constantly under threat. Babylon, with its legendary double walls, wasn't just a military stronghold. It was a statement of grandeur. These walls, said to be so thick that chariots could race along their tops, symbolized the unity and might of the empire. Uruk, one of the world's earliest cities, also boasted massive walls. According to legend, they were constructed by Gilgamesh himself, cementing their importance in the region's mythology. Egypt took a different approach. Instead of encircling cities, their fortresses were strategically positioned along trade routes and the Nile River. Structures like Buhen and Semna defended Egypt's borders while controlling the flow of goods and people. These fortresses were often administrative hubs, reflecting their role in maintaining both security and economic stability. Fortresses weren't just practical, they were psychological weapons. The Ishtar Gate of Babylon, adorned with vivid blue tiles and ferocious animal motifs, struck awe into visitors and fear into potential enemies. Its grandeur was as much a deterrent as the thick walls it accompanied. In every ancient society, fortresses were more than just barriers. They embodied the priorities, fears, and aspirations of the people who built them. These structures tell stories of survival and ingenuity, demonstrating how deeply security shaped the ancient world. Fortresses evolved over thousands of years, reflecting the ingenuity and adaptability of ancient civilizations in their fight for survival. Early defensive structures were rudimentary yet effective, often consisting of ditches, wooden palisades, and simple stone walls. Over time, as threats grew more sophisticated, these defenses transformed into complex, multi-layered systems. One of the earliest examples of fortified settlements is Jericho, dating back to around 8000 BCE. Its stone walls, paired with a watchtower, were revolutionary for their time and set a precedent for organized urban defense. By the Bronze Age, cities like Mycenae in Greece had developed cyclopean walls, built with massive limestone boulders so large that myths claimed they were the work of giants. These fortifications not only provided protection, but also symbolized the power and permanence of the communities they enclosed. The Iron Age introduced significant advancements in fortress design. In Mesopotamia, engineers began constructing angled walls that could deflect battering rams, while Assyrian cities like Nineveh incorporated multi-tiered walls and defensive towers. These innovations reflected the increasing intensity of warfare and the need for fortresses to withstand prolonged sieges. Perhaps the most systematic approach to fortification came from the Roman Empire. Roman military camps, or castra, featured standardized walls, moats, and watchtowers. These camps could be erected quickly, ensuring security during campaigns. Larger projects, like Hadrian's Wall in Britain, showcased the empire's engineering prowess while asserting dominance over conquered territories. The evolution of fortresses was a constant arms race between attackers and defenders. Each new design, be it sloped walls, underground tunnels, or concentric defenses, pushed the boundaries of what was possible. These advancements highlight the relentless drive of ancient civilizations to secure their futures against ever-changing threats. The ingenuity behind these ancient fortifications is just the beginning. If you're fascinated by the engineering and secrets of ancient civilizations, our ebook, Secrets of the Ancient World, Mysteries, Technologies, and Lost Civilizations, dives even deeper. Check the link in the pinned comment to explore more. The ancient civilizations of Mesopotamia and Egypt were pioneers in fortress construction, each developing defenses suited to their unique environments and needs. These fortifications were not only crucial for survival, but also served as symbols of power and ingenuity, showcasing the priorities of their builders. In Mesopotamia, fortified cities were essential in a landscape of constant conflict. Babylon, the jewel of the region, was protected by monumental double walls, described by ancient historians as impregnable. These walls, which were said to be wide enough for chariot races, provided security while intimidating potential invaders. Other cities, such as Uruk, also relied on massive walls. According to myth, Uruk's walls were built by the legendary King Gilgamesh, linking these structures to divine and heroic narratives that bolstered their cultural significance. The Assyrians advanced fortress design with innovations like sloped walls to deflect battering rams and multi-tiered defenses, incorporating towers and gates. Their capital, Nineveh, boasted an intricate system of fortifications, including walls stretching over 7 miles, making it one of the most heavily fortified cities of the ancient world. Egypt's approach to fortifications was slightly different. Instead of surrounding cities, their strongholds were strategically positioned along trade routes and the Nile River. Buhen, a fortress on Egypt's southern frontier, featured massive walls, a moat, and internal chambers for staging counterattacks. These fortifications were vital for protecting resources and controlling access to the kingdom. Egyptian fortresses also doubled as administrative hubs, overseeing trade and regional governance. The combination of military and economic roles highlights their strategic importance. From the towering walls of Mesopotamia to Egypt's border fortresses, these structures reflect the diverse challenges and priorities faced by two of history's most influential civilizations. Structures like these raise fascinating questions about the relationship between architecture and power. Want to explore more wonders like this? Hit subscribe and join us as we uncover history's masterpieces. The Indus Valley Civilization, which flourished around 2600 to 1900 BCE, stands out for its unique approach to fortifications. Unlike many of its contemporaries, this ancient society prioritized resilience and urban planning over warfare, creating fortifications that served both practical and symbolic purposes. Cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa were masterworks of organization. Their layouts featured a grid system with well-planned streets and drainage systems. At the heart of these cities were citadels, large, elevated areas surrounded by massive brick walls. These structures weren't primarily designed for military defense, but rather for flood protection and to house administrative or ceremonial buildings. This focus on environmental challenges rather than warfare sets the Indus Valley apart from other ancient civilizations. Dholavira, one of the most remarkable sites of the Indus Valley, reveals the civilization's ingenuity in combining defense with resource management. Its walls not only offered protection, but also incorporated sophisticated water storage systems. Massive reservoirs built into the fortifications ensured the city's survival during dry seasons and droughts. This dual-purpose use of walls highlights the practical genius of the Indus people. Interestingly, archaeological evidence suggests that large-scale warfare was uncommon in the Indus Valley. Unlike the walled cities of Mesopotamia or the military fortresses of Egypt, the Indus people seemed to focus on safeguarding their communities from natural disasters rather than human aggression. The peaceful focus of the Indus Valley civilization offers a striking contrast to the conflict-driven priorities of other ancient societies. Their fortifications were as much about fostering resilience and sustainability as they were about protection, reflecting a society deeply in tune with its environment. The Great Wall of China stands as one of history's most iconic fortifications, a testament to the ambition and engineering prowess of ancient China. Stretching over 13,000 miles in its entirety, the wall evolved over centuries, reflecting the changing needs and priorities of the Chinese Empire. The earliest sections of the Great Wall were constructed during the Warring States period, 475–221 BCE, by individual states, seeking to defend their territories from nomadic invaders. These fragmented walls were later unified under the Qin dynasty, 221–206 BCE, creating the first version of the Great Wall as a continuous barrier. However, much of what survives today dates to the Ming dynasty, 1368–1644 CE, when the wall was reinforced with bricks, stone, and watchtowers to provide a more formidable defense. The Great Wall wasn't just a single structure, it was a network of fortifications, including towers, garrisons, and beacon systems. These elements allowed for rapid communication along its length using smoke signals, ensuring that threats could be detected and relayed across vast distances. This integration of surveillance and communication made the wall a sophisticated early warning system. Despite its scale and design, the Great Wall was not impenetrable. Nomadic invaders, such as the Mongols, often found ways to bypass or breach its defenses. However, its symbolic power far outweighed its practical limitations. The wall represented the strength and unity of the Chinese Empire, a barrier not only against physical threats, but also against cultural assimilation by outside forces. Its construction adapted to the natural landscape, winding through mountains, deserts, and plains. This harmony with the environment remains a marvel of ancient engineering, cementing the Great Wall's legacy as a cultural and historical monument. Stories like the Great Wall's construction and its impact are explored in our ebook, Secrets of the Ancient World. From legendary defenses to mysterious lost technologies, it's a treasure trove for history enthusiasts. Grab your copy through the link in the pinned comment. The ancient Greeks and Romans revolutionized the design and use of fortifications, creating structures that balanced practicality with cultural significance. While Greek fortresses reflected the city-state's need for protection and identity, Roman fortifications emphasized control and efficiency, adapting to the vast scale of their empire. In Greece, fortifications like those of Mycenae and Tiryns were among the earliest examples of advanced defensive architecture. Built with cyclopean walls made from enormous limestone boulders, these fortresses seemed impenetrable. The myths surrounding them, claiming they were built by giants, added to their aura of invincibility. The Acropolis of Athens, though primarily a religious center, was also fortified to protect the city-state during invasions. These structures not only safeguarded the population, but also symbolized the unity and cultural pride of the Greek people. The Romans, on the other hand, approached fortification with unmatched precision and standardization. Roman military camps, or castra, were methodically designed with walls, ditches, and gates in a grid-like pattern that could be constructed quickly. These fortifications were instrumental in Rome's expansion as they secured territories and facilitated the movement of troops. Permanent fortifications like Hadrian's Wall in Britain served dual purposes, defending against northern tribes and projecting the power of Rome's borders. This 73-mile barrier included forts, mile castles, and observation towers, creating a comprehensive defense system. Even within cities, Roman walls like the Aurelian walls around Rome itself demonstrated advanced engineering and adaptability. These urban fortifications protected vital centers of administration and culture, ensuring the empire's longevity. Greek and Roman fortifications were not merely barriers, they were embodiments of their respective societies. Where the Greeks prioritized community and identity, the Romans emphasized strategy and control, shaping the evolution of defensive architecture for centuries. Hadrian's Wall is just one example of how fortifications shaped empires. What's your favorite ancient defensive structure? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The rise of medieval European castles marked a turning point in fortress design, as these structures became the focal point of feudal power, military strategy, and even daily life. Unlike ancient fortresses, which were often sprawling and served entire cities, castles were compact strongholds designed to dominate the surrounding countryside. The earliest castles, known as motte and bailey designs, appeared around the 9th century. These structures consisted of a wooden or stone keep atop an earthen mound, the motte, and a lower enclosed courtyard, the bailey. Though relatively simple, they were quick to build and highly effective against raiders. Over time, castles evolved into sophisticated stone fortresses featuring thicker walls, defensive towers, and moats. By the 12th century, concentric castles emerged as a pinnacle of defensive innovation. These castles had multiple layers of walls, with the inner walls towering higher than the outer ones, allowing defenders to maintain their advantage even if attackers breached the outer perimeter. The Crusades significantly influenced castle design, as European knights adopted architectural techniques from the Middle East. Structures like Crac de Chevalier in Syria, a nearly impregnable fortress, showcased this fusion of ideas. Inside the walls, castles were self-contained communities. Lords and their families lived in the keep, while soldiers, servants, and craftsmen worked within the grounds. Some castles even included granaries, chapels, and stables, enabling them to withstand long sieges. Defenders employed ingenious methods to repel attackers. Features like arrow slits optimized defensive firepower, while murder holes allowed defenders to drop stones or boiling liquids on enemies. Medieval castles weren't just military structures, they were statements of authority and wealth. Their enduring presence reminds us of the ingenuity and ambition that defined the feudal world. They represent just one chapter of history's defensive wonders. Our ebook, Secrets of the Ancient World, uncovers even more mysteries, from ancient strongholds to lost civilizations. Don't miss out. Find it in the pinned comment below. Asia's fortifications reveal a fascinating blend of military strategy, cultural expression, and environmental adaptation. From Japan's elegant samurai castles to the sprawling fortified cities of Southeast Asia, these structures showcase the diversity of defensive architecture across the continent. In Japan, castles were designed to balance aesthetic appeal with military functionality. Himeji Castle, known as the White Heron Castle, is a prime example. Completed in the 17th century, its layered white walls resembled a heron in flight, symbolizing peace and grace. Beneath this serene exterior, however, was a labyrinth of deadly defenses. Narrow corridors, hidden rooms, and steep walls created a fortress that could confuse and repel invaders, making Himeji both beautiful and impenetrable. In China, fortifications extended far beyond the Great Wall. Ancient cities like Xi'an were surrounded by massive walls that integrated watchtowers, gates, and defensive walkways. The walls of Xi'an, originally built during the Tang dynasty and later reinforced under the Ming dynasty, remain some of the best preserved city walls in the world. These structures were not just barriers, they were vital to urban organization, controlling trade and managing security within the bustling city. Southeast Asia contributed its own unique approach to fortification. Angkor Thom, the capital of the Khmer Empire, combined military strategy with religious symbolism. The city was encircled by walls and a wide moat, with gates adorned by intricate carvings representing Hindu and Buddhist deities. These fortifications not only protected the city, but also conveyed the empire's spiritual and political authority. What ties these fortifications together is their ability to harmonize with their surroundings. Whether perched on a hilltop, spanning a plain, or integrating water features, Asia's fortresses demonstrate a profound understanding of both the natural world and human ingenuity. Fortresses like Angkor Thom blur the lines between defense and art. What other ancient structures do you think hold hidden stories? Let us know in the comments. Over centuries, many ancient fortresses were abandoned, buried, or consumed by nature. Yet, thanks to modern archaeology and technology, some of these forgotten strongholds are being rediscovered, offering new insights into the ingenuity and resilience of past civilizations. One groundbreaking tool in these efforts is LiDAR, light detection and ranging, a technology that uses laser pulses to penetrate dense vegetation and map the terrain below. In Honduras, LiDAR revealed the White City, an ancient fortified settlement long hidden beneath thick jungle canopies. This discovery is shedding light on a mysterious civilization that thrived in Central America, with evidence of sophisticated urban planning and defensive structures. In Scotland, the ancient hill fort atop Tap O'Noth was rediscovered and studied using modern techniques. This Iron Age stronghold is now believed to have housed thousands of people, making it one of the largest settlements of its kind in Europe. The fortress's layered defenses suggest a highly organized society capable of mounting significant resistance against external threats. Some fortresses were hiding in plain sight. In Sri Lanka, the Sigiriya rock fortress was mistaken for a natural geological formation for centuries. Once identified, its true significance came to light. This awe-inspiring structure, blending luxury with defense, includes elaborate frescoes and hydraulic systems, highlighting the sophistication of its builders. The rediscovery of these sites often rewrites history, They reveal connections between ancient cultures, trade networks, and technologies that were previously unknown. Forgotten fortresses remind us that history is an ever-evolving story, with new chapters waiting to be uncovered by advancing tools and tireless curiosity. Ancient fortresses, though long past their original purpose, have left an enduring legacy in military strategy, architecture, and cultural heritage. These structures stand as monuments to human ingenuity, perseverance, and the universal desire for security. Many concepts from ancient fortifications continue to influence modern military tactics. The principles of layered defenses, strategic positioning, and early warning systems are reflected in urban defense planning and military-based designs today. For example, the concentric wall system of medieval castles inspired the layouts of fortified structures in World War II. Even modern trench warfare borrows ideas from ancient siege tactics, showcasing the timeless nature of these innovations. Beyond their military significance, ancient fortresses have become cultural and historical icons. The Great Wall of China, Himeji Castle in Japan, and the hill forts of Britain draw millions of visitors annually. These sites symbolize resilience and national identity, offering tangible connections to the past. Their preservation ensures that future generations can learn from and be inspired by these achievements. Some fortresses have found new purposes in the modern world. Suomenlinna, an 18th century sea fortress in Finland, has been repurposed as a residential area and UNESCO World Heritage Site. Similarly, parts of Dubrovnik's medieval walls serve as popular tourist attractions while blending seamlessly into the city's daily life. These examples highlight how ancient structures continue to adapt, bridging the gap between history and modernity. Ultimately, ancient fortresses remind us of the universal human drive to protect and endure. They are more than relics. They are stories etched in stone, offering lessons on innovation, resilience, and the enduring spirit of civilization. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the remarkable history of ancient fortresses. These structures weren't just walls or barriers, they were lifelines, symbols of power, and reflections of the societies that built them. From the towering ziggurats of Mesopotamia to the peaceful, yet ingenious designs of the Indus Valley, each fortress tells a unique story of resilience and creativity. As promised, here's a fascinating fact about a fortress that continues to amaze historians. Sri Lanka's Sigiriya rock fortress wasn't just a stronghold, it was an ancient art gallery. Its walls are adorned with vibrant frescoes of celestial maidens, and its water gardens remain a marvel of hydraulic engineering, blending defense with luxury in a way unmatched in the ancient world. These fortresses stand as monuments to human ingenuity and the timeless need for security. They remind us that, despite the differences between civilizations, the desire to protect and endure is universal. If you enjoyed exploring these forgotten fortresses, let us know which one fascinated you most in the comments. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to Armchair Archaeology to support our mission of uncovering history's hidden stories. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the flame of curiosity burning bright. History is waiting to be uncovered.